there, everybody. Cassie Soto of the Las Vegas Review-Journal here alongside Raiders insider for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Myles Simmons. Myles, I have done this tour plenty of times. You see right behind us Allegiant Stadium, but is your first time taking a tour. You've been talking about this stadium for months now, but haven't been in it yet. Your initial reactions on Allegiant Stadium?
Yeah, I think it looks great, Cassie, and I think that you can definitely tell that there's a lot of progress being made day by day. And I remember I was here just with a buddy, coming to Las Vegas about a year ago, and when we're coming onto the highway, I say, hey man, just take a picture of that. The stadium looks great. And then you can just see the entirety of the progress has been unbelievable. And that's probably one of the great things about being in Las Vegas. You can work on things like this year round. And so now I think when you go into the stadium, you see that there are seats that have already been installed. You can see on one side where you get a view of the strip. It's unbelievable, where the Al Davis torch is going to be. I think this is going to be a really, really awesome place to watch a football game if you're a fan, and hey, to cover a football game if you're a reporter like me.
Well, for those who don't know, Myles is coming to us from LA, covering the Rams there, so you got to see the ins and outs of SoFi Stadium being built alongside at the same time as Allegiant Stadium. Can you compare those two to each other?
Well, it's just so different. I think with SoFi Stadium, it's on such a massive amount of land, and it's sunken into the ground. So you got to remember that playing surface is 90 feet below basically street level. So when you come in on the street, you're basically at, I think, the 6th or 7th level, whatever it is. And so with it's very different because it's more of like a stadium, And I think that with here, it's one of these places that's going to be one of the iconic landmarks now of Las Vegas, and you're going to be able to see it in the skyline, and you're going to be able to know exactly what this is. With SoFi, it's different, especially because it's so close to LAX that they had to build it into that ground, and so especially because that place is, like I said, it's on so much land, and it's just very different. But I think here, especially, that this is a Raiders stadium. There, it's a little bit more generic, especially because it's being built for two different teams with the Rams and the Chargers. Everything's blue. You have all these different things. Everything here is black. We walk through it, we see people painting everything black. This is definitely the Raiders stadium, and I think that that's something that's going to make it all the more iconic.
Yeah, well, what makes this stadium so neat, one of the first things we saw on our tour was that field tray, 4 feet tall. It's massive. Going to be rolling in and out. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's very similar to what they do in Arizona. I don't know if you've ever been to State Farm Stadium, but they've got that same sort of thing where they have grass and they roll it out so that it can grow on the outside, and then they roll it back in for different game days. And so when you have something like that, it actually makes everything a little bit more safe, probably for the NFL players, because you're on that grass surface, which everybody likes. If you're in the NFL, you'd much rather play on grass instead of turf. But UNLV kind of gets the short end of the stick there, because they're not going to be able to play on that. They've got their own turf field, and then of course it's also going to be concrete for different concerts and things like that. So that, I think, is one of the great things about this stadium, is you're going to get so much use out of it. A lot of these stadiums now, they're kind of white elephants. You see them for 8 to 10 football games a year, whatever it is, maybe some playoffs, but then they don't necessarily get to be used all the time in the off season. So with Las Vegas, that this stadium is going to, draw entertainers and a lot of entertainment. So it's going to be used for a lot.
Yeah, well, we didn't get to go up there yet, but the press box where we'll be sitting for most of these things, what are your requests, your wants? You've been covering the NFL for years now. You've been to plenty of NFL stadiums. What are you hoping for in a press box?
Okay, backpack cubbies.
Oh, okay.
Well, you might not need it here, but like a hook for your jacket, okay. And then good food. And lots of space. I don't want to be on top of everybody. You just don't like that.
Yeah, all right. Well, we saw some of the concession stands. Looks like it's going to be great. Very spacious on the concourse as well. Myles, thanks for joining us today. We hope you had fun and your first look of Allegiant Stadium.
Definitely. No, it's going to be fun. And I think, like I said, for all the fans, this is going to be one of the more majestic stadiums in the National Football League. And I think everybody's going to have a great time here.
All right. Well, for all of your stadium updates, continued Raiders coverage, head on over to vegasnation.com. For Myles Simmons, I'm Cassie Soto. Thanks for watching.